Hello?
Hello? Hello.
Yes?
Yeah, so am I talking to Kondareddy? So,
Yes, speaking Kondareddy.
yeah, Kondareddy, sorry for the delay actually. So, my name is Robert. I am calling from Virtues Apologies
Yes, tell me, Robert.
regarding scheduled interview.
Okay.
Okay, so can you brief me your technical expertise and educational background, please?
Yes,
Kondareddy.
sure. My name is Kondareddy. I have 4.3 years of experience as a DevOps engineer.
Mhm.
Currently, I'm working in Tech Mahindra, Bangalore location.
Tech manager permanent?
No contract.
Okay, yeah. Tell me, go ahead, please.
Okay. And mainly, I have worked on the tools like all the tools are like in the Linux environment, and the tools are like build tools. I have used Ant and Maven. And the repository, I have worked on CVS and TFS and GitHub. Okay. Mainly currently I'm working on GitHub repository. And the Sonar Cube, I have worked on that. Okay. And that the continuous integration tools like Jenkins, Bamboo, these are the tools I have worked on. And the artifact repository, JFrog artifact repository I have, and the cloud solutions like IBM Cloud and AWS. And the Urban Code Deploy is the deployment tool, and Ansible I have worked on mainly. Okay. And the monitoring tools like Nagios and New Relic. Okay. Yeah, these are the tools I have worked on. And coming to my roles and responsibilities for newly onboarding to projects, I am working configuring all these jobs and all in from scratch. And for already existing projects, so I am supporting that if any build issues, okay, I am supporting to the development.
Okay. So, configuration management, mainly configuration on which configuration management tools you have worked on?
I have used mainly an Ansible and Urban Code Deploy, IBM product.
Okay.
Ansible.
Okay. So, did they speak about the requirements? What is the requirements and
They didn't. Yes, they mentioned like Git and these are the Ansible, any of that one, Ansible or Jeff like that they mentioned.
oh, okay, fine. Okay, so Ansible, can you tell me the setup? How so you got a new server and then how do you install it and then how do you configure a remote server to deploy your code? Yeah, just tell me the steps.
Yeah, sure. Right now we are using the pipeline that configuration in the GitHub Jenkins. So in the Jenkins file, we are using all the steps. Okay, for regarding to all these things. Okay, so as soon as the build is done, we are writing the one stage for in Ansible Ansible configuration tool. Okay, for that one, first Ansible, it will communicate all the nodes with SSH mechanism. Okay, okay. For that one, we have to set up all the passwordless communication using. Just you have to create the first SSH keys. Okay, then you have to copy into whatever the servers you are communicating from Ansible server. Okay, so for that one, you have to copy that whatever the SSH key you have generated.
Okay.
Like that, we have configured the passwordless mechanism for all these Ansible. After that, we have integrated with the Jenkins, like in that Jenkins file. Okay? And everything we have written in the this playbooks. Okay, YAML file we have written. Mainly this Ansible we use it for a deployment purpose and some configuration. Suppose you upgrading the packages, that one. So mainly this it's agentless. Early other project, other like Urban Code Deploy, these are like it uses the agents, but it is agentless. Just it will connect to the all the nodes like passwordless mechanism using SSH secure shell. And whatever we have written the playbooks, it's all are like YAML based playbooks. Yeah, it's only the push based architecture. It is.
So what do you mean by architecture?
Sorry.
What do you mean by push based architecture?
Yeah, push-based architecture means like suppose whatever everything. Suppose if you want to deploy or if you want to upgrade any packages in other nodes or servers, just you will write everything in the palm, that's a playbooks. Okay, just you will you are from Ansible server to you are connecting to that one and you are configuring that one. So you don't want to install any agents in the nodes. So the agents will not communicate directly. This Ansible will connect to that servers using passwordless mechanism. That one.
Okay.
Whereas in Chef and all, it's like a pull based. Every time if any changes in this Ansible server, that is Chef server, mainly the nodes, so agents will keep on checking and it will get that one. It's pull based.
Mm-hmm.
Here the different inventory files we have written for deploying. Suppose I have 6 servers I'm maintaining. All the 6 servers we are putting that all the IPs domain names in the host inventory file, and we have
Okay.
written some playbooks as well as.
Uh, okay. So something if it is okay. So inventory file. So you keep all host names or IP addresses. How is it? So
Yes, yes.
so
Suppose we have put that we are grouping all the inventory files. Actually, by default, inventory file is like, oh, it is in the etc Ansible host, but I'm not using that one. For each project, we are using different inventory file. That one we are grouping the servers and we are maintaining in the different inventory file. While executing that playbook, just we are mentioning that inventory file path that
so
hyphen.
if you say Ansible something applying the cookbook, so then so what will
In
happen? What
Ansible, we will not use the cookbooks. In the Chef, we will use the cookbooks. In the
playbook?
Ansible, we use
Yeah.
the playbooks. Yes.
Okay. So how do you how it will execute it? Something so where in your workstation you will run the playbook, right?
Yes, yes. In the actually in the Jenkins, we are
Mm-hmm.
using the this pipeline. There, the Jenkins file, we are writing all the Groovy script. Okay. There, we are mentioning one stage like this Ansible deploy something like that. Okay. There, we are maintaining that Ansible all that whatever the inventory file you are using that path and whatever you want to execute, whether it has a deploy, it automatically it will do all these things. And that it will take the year from the Jenkins work space and it will put it into the Tomcat Web Apps folder.
So what is so let us come to Chef. I think you know Chef, right?
Chef, I didn't work on much, just I know this thing. Mainly, I worked on Urban Code Deploy and this Ansible.
Okay. So but our
That's why the requirement also like either Ansible or Chef for this one, but I am no Ansible, that's why they shortlisted,
okay,
I
no
think.
problem. Yeah. So so you know administration as well, right? So
Yes,
Linux administration.
yes, I am very good in administration side as well as.
So administration, how do you check the version? So so you are working on let us say Red Hat 7.3 version. So
Okay.
how can you get it from your command prompt?
Yes, definitely. If you go to that one thing like use uname minus a, it will give all the kernel version, everything, and then and other option is etc slash red hat release. One file is there. Okay, cat slash etc slash red hat release. It will give what is the version of this one. It will give.
Okay. So I want to mount. I have a external volumes. I created a new volume. So
Okay.
I want to mount the volume into my new line, Red Hat machine. So how can I do that? Do
Yes,
that?
using mount command we can do these things and all. First we can suppose I didn't work on much this administration part. Just I have worked on this creating the users who are onboarding to my project. I'm giving creating the users and I'm providing. But I know these concepts and all how we will using fdisk command you can partitioning the disk and you can mount the space to the particular drive using mount command and fdisk. If you type fdisk
So
-l, it will give.
so how many users are there in your? So how can you find it? How many users are in your Red Hat operating system? How can you
So
find
we
it?
can
What is the time?
so
Yeah.
we can use different. Suppose Linux is a multi-user operating system, right? Suppose
Correct.
I have created 100 users. If you go to if you create user, as soon as automatically it will create one folder in the slash home directory. That is home is the one subdirectory in the Linux. Okay, there with each username it will create one directory. Okay,
Okay.
go there and suppose if you type users, okay, who were logged in that one, it will use that compact list, just that usernames. And
Okay.
suppose if you type who command, who are logged in currently, it will use that all the users. Mhm. And if you type W command, just W, it will give how many users are logged in at a particular time and what they are executing, what job they are executing, whether any command or any job it is running. It will give all this one from which server, which IP they have connected. Everything it will give.
No, no, I want, so I don't want all this information. I want it, so how many users are there? So where do you find the users list in your Red Hat machine?
Yes, you can go there and you can see in the slash home directory, you will see all the directories for that particular users.
Okay, so if you go to slash etc and then
No, slash it is not slash. CD slash home slash absolute path you have to give slash home. Okay. There you will see all the directories. For each user, one directory is there. Okay.
let us say if you don't have permissions, how can you do it?
Definitely we have the permissions for this one, home directory, home subdirectory. So you are saying, suppose you don't have the directory, you don't have the permissions. Okay. But you can go to this one slash etc directory. Okay. There we have different files. If you create one user, okay, some files will be affected. Means some files will be updated. Those files are like a shadow file and a password file and a group file, login def. These are the files will be automatically updated if you create new user. If you go there also, you can see how many users are there. For each user, it will maintain one entry in the these whatever the mentioned I have mentioned the files.
Okay, I think it's a password file is a better one.
Yeah, okay. Password.
That's good. So how do you copy? So how do you make a connection between your one Linux machine to other Linux machine?
How we'll communicate?
How do you establish a connection between one Linux machine to other Linux machine?
Okay, we'll use the SSH command. Okay, SSH username and the particular domain name or IP address. You can enter. It will ask the password. If you don't want to ask the password, you can create the passwordless communication using SSH keygen. Just you can generate SSH hyphen keygen, okay, hyphen T RSR, whatever the algorithm you want to. T means the algorithm type, and you can mention the comment, these things, and then you can generate one public key and you can copy into the other server. Automatically, you are making the passwordless communication between those two servers.
Okay, so once you make the conditions connection, and then you can do the. So how do you copy it? So
SSH hyphen copy ID.
SSH hyphen copy ID. So
whatever. Suppose it will if you use just SSH hyphen copy ID. Okay, hyphen copy ID. It will take from slash home directory. In that .ssh file will be there. Okay, in there ID underscore RSA dot public is there. That file there, it is SSH key will be generated. It will copy into the target server.
Okay, so then from there you can connect. Connect to.
Yes. Whenever you will suppose from a host A machine to host B, it will not authenticate. Just it will because already we copied from host A machine the public into the host B. So there is no password. It will ask.
Okay, that understood. So Jenkins, what part you worked on Jenkins?
Yeah, mainly I have worked on configuring the jobs and plugin management. If any required plugin we have configured, and mailing functionality. I have created different kinds of jobs. Earlier, when I joined fresher, that time we were using old type of like a freestyle jobs and Maven jobs. Now we are using advanced kind of jobs like a freestyle and multi-branch pipeline. These kind of we are using. For everything we are using the Jenkins file.
So can you tell me the steps? How did you build it and how did you deploy?
Yes, definitely. See, for this one right now I am using the GitHub repository. First, if you want to create any jobs in the Jenkins, first you have any one of the repository. Right now I am using GitHub. That repository URL I am taking. Go login into the Jenkins dashboard. As soon as login in the Jenkins dashboard, you will see the left side one new item. Click on that one. Give the job of that name, okay, and select the what type of project. It is a freestyle or Maven or a pipeline like that. You can select any one of that and click on OK. Then it will take you to the configuration section. There you have to provide that repository URL and the credentials, okay. Like that you can do all these things, and you can suppose if you selected as a freestyle, you can go for a Maven you can do for Maven projects as well as the Ant projects as well. Okay. So like that I have done all these things, and we have configuring this mailing functionality as well. Once the build is done, whether it is a successful or failure, okay, automatically whoever there in that recipient list is sending the mail to that developers.
So how do you deploy? So will you build or deploy in what also?
No. It will see for long back. I have used the freestyle project. That time we are in the post build action. We are executing one shell script. There we have connected. See, my Jenkins is in one server and my Tomcat is in another server. Okay. So that's why for that one we have created the passwordless mechanism SSH. Okay. So just here SCP. Okay. Whatever there in the ER or WAR file. Okay. We are copying to the target server where that Tomcat is installed. Okay. So web apps folder we are copying using SCP command. Like that I have deployed.
Do you need any plugin for that, or only directly?
No need. That is like one shell script. Invoke build. Sorry? Yes, shell script. Invoke script.
Okay. So
we don't want to install any plugins and all for that one. After that, we have that is a long old process. Now we are using a very latest technology like a pipeline. In that pipeline, we are using for pipeline projects. We are in the Jenkins file. In the Jenkins file, we are writing all the stages. First, it will check out the code. That is one stage. After that, it will run the JUnit test cases. That is testing phase. After once the JUnit test cases is successful, then it will go for the build. Okay. For that one, MVN Maven projects we are using MVN clean install we are using. Okay. After that, we are running the Sonar cube also. After that, the deployment process. In the deployment process, now we are using the Ansible. It will connect to the Ansible and it will copy to that Tomcat.
Okay. So you said the factor also for creating Puppet facts. So are you creating any Puppet facts here?
I didn't work on much, but I know that one. Mainly, I worked on this Ansible and this urban code deploy. Yeah, I have to update that. I think I didn't send updated resume.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I didn't work on, but I know these things. Mainly, I worked on Ansible and urban code deploy.
So where did you then? Nexus. Where did you use the Nexus?
Nexus, see, suppose mainly I have worked on this JFrog Artifactory and old project we have used the Nexus also. See, we are using for a Maven project. In that, see, Maven mainly worked on like this project object model. So whatever the dependencies you mentioned in the pom.xml, first it will look into your local repository. If the local repository that whatever the dependency jar file it is not find, it will go to the whether Maven central repository or remote repository. For that remote repository, my company is not going to the central repository. Okay, we have one our this remote repository. There it will go and it will get all the dependencies.
Okay, so
for that one we have configured in the settings. Actually, in the Maven home directory, one conf folder is in that conf folder. One configuration file like settings.xml is there. There we have mentioned that a remote repository URL.
So you mentioned Docker also, Jenkins, Apache, IBM Cloud. Okay, so when did you so in your Jenkins stuff? So once you build it, did you configure that build jar file will go to the Nexus repository?
Yes. We have configured a JFrog Artifactory with the same build number. It will push into that JFrog and the Nexus. For some projects we have used the JFrog and some projects we have used the Nexus based on the client requirement.
Client, who is the client? Who is the client?
So just the client is not the company only. Just as per my project manager, he mentioned these things. We have to use that one.
Okay. Mm, So you have your what is your present company?
But, 4 years I'm working in the Tech Mahindra only.
No, no. You said Tech Mahindra is not a permanent one, right?
Sorry?
Tech Mahindra is not permanent one, right?
Yes, yes.
Which company you are working?
Anken Technology. It is in the Mahadevapura
Anken,
Technologies.
ANKEN,
No, no. AANKHEN.
WANKHEN.
Yes, yes.
Oh, okay. So since last 4 years you are working on
Yes,
it.
yes, yes.
So you want to come back to Hyderabad?
Yes, I can come. I am from Andhra Pradesh. I like that one.
Okay. Okay. Thanks, Kondareddy. It's nice talking to you. I'm sure you have good experience on the Linux part and Ansible part, but
Okay.
you included Puppet.
Okay.
Any, uh, but so if they are giving more weightage on Chef, I think you won't get select.
Okay.
So if they are not, I'll share my feedback. So your overall it is a good, you have a good experience.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank
So
you.
if
And
they are not,
I have one
yeah,
question.
yeah. Tell me please.
What profile you are looking? What kind of tools you are expecting?
So they are actually so they mentioned Ansible, Puppet, or Chef. So we are more weightage on Chef Kondareddy.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but you have good experience on Ansible.
Okay.
No, I'll share my feedback to them. So he has a good experience on Ansible. So
Okay.
if they consider
Yeah,
either one,
definitely. If it is a requirement on Chef, definitely I
yeah,
can learn. Maybe both are like all the configuration management tools, right?
mm,
If
I
you know one
understood.
configuration management tool, learning other is see all
Yeah,
the
yeah,
configuration tool is using by all the organizations.
yeah. I know that. That's what I share my feedback. So if they are okay, then yeah, definitely
Thanks
we'll
a
get
lot.
it. Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah
Thank you for
thanks for
your
the
time.
Nice talking.